Today I'm going to show you how to make these macrame coasters. Let's just get started right away. Take your 150 centimeter length of cord and take one end, and you're going to make a loop with it, a full circle, and wrap it around so it's doubled up on this side and the cord is going over here. Take a 75 centimeter length of cord and fold it in half equally. Take the ends and lay them on top of the double layer of cord. Wrap them around the back and pull them. You're pulling them through the loop here. So this is the reverse lark's head knot, also known as the cow's hitch knot. It mimics the look of a double clove hitch. Take another 75 centimeter length and do the same thing over the top of the cords you have lying down, around the back, and then pull them, again making the reverse lark's head knot. You want those two knots side by side, and do the same thing with the remaining 3 75 centimeter lengths. When you're done, you should have 5 cords attached with the reverse lark's head knot. You have the short end of the long cord here, but you're going to pull this long end and you're going to close this loop. So now you can see the lark's head are touching all the way around. I like to turn my work so the long cord is facing towards myself. This long cord is going to be the working cord for the entire project. So we're doing a double clove hitch knot. So take your long cord, put it over the short cord. It'll look like a figure 4. Take the short cord over the long cord, then pull it around the back and to the left there, and then you're tightening it, and it's the first half hitch of a double clove hitch knot. Use the same short cord, but this time go over the long cord to make the figure 4. Pull it around the back and through the opening of the figure 4. And then pull that tight. And you can see you've created your first double clove hitch knot. So I'm using a macrame board to do my work. I love this because with these T-pins, you can secure your work in place. The board is a really soft material that the pins go into. So I usually put 2 pins in, and that'll secure my work as I work around and make the coaster. So now, again, this is my 150 centimeter length of cord, and this is my cord from the reverse lark's head. And now I'm just going to do double clove hitches. So put the short cord over the long cord, pull that cord around the back and through the opening, and close it up snug. And then do it again with the same cord. You're always going to do that twice with each cord. Another reason I love to use a macrame board is now rather than turning my work, I just turn the board. So again, double clove hitch. This is essentially what we're going to do for the entire coaster, is just double clove hitches in a circle. Whenever you notice a really long gap between a double clove hitch and the next cords you're going to use, take another 75 centimeter length folded in half and attach it to your working cord with the reverse lark's head knot. This is because as you're going around, you're expanding the circle, so you'll be attaching quite a few of these cords as we go, especially in the beginning. So now another double clove hitch. And I'm just going to continue doing this as I go around. Here you can see a large gap again, so I'm going to attach another cord with the reverse lark's head. Now you can see we're starting the next circle around. Here you can see the gap again, so I'm going to attach another cord and then continue with double clove hitches. And I think this is a big enough space that I'll add another cord. So I just keep rotating my board underneath in order to make this easier on myself. As you go, it'll become clear to yourself where you need to add extra cords. So as we start our 4th round, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sets. So that means we have added 4 lengths of cord to this round. And I'm just going to keep going. I'm just giving you the rough idea of how many cords I'm adding. You may tie your knots tighter or looser, or your cord might be slightly thinner or thicker. So these are all going to affect how many knots you do and how many cords you add. So here I'm going to add another length of cord. Now when I measure a length, I take one of my cords that are existing and I measure it and then double it, because the cords are getting shorter and shorter as we go. I'm going to start this row by adding a cord and then just continue on with double clove hitches as I was doing before, adding cords wherever I'm finding a gap. I'm starting the 7th row now. Typically I do 8. Doing 8 rounds gives me about a 4-inch wide coaster, and that's the knotted section, including the fringe that I've done. It's about 5.5 inches. That's how it fits about with this mug on it, which is about a 4-inch wide mug. Now I'm starting my 7th round, and I'm starting by adding another cord. And I'm just going to continue on and finish this 8th round. Let's measure and see where we're at here. Yep, I might do a full, I might just do a half. But at the widest point, I'm already at 3 3/4. So I'll decide as I go how far I want to go. So I only did a quarter of the last round, the 8th round, because that gave me about the same width as the one I did before, which I also see I only did a quarter of the 8th round. So my final cord count is 23 pairs. So next step I'm going to show you is how I hide this cord. So I'm now going to flip my coaster over. We want to hide 2 cords, the one we started with and the end of our filler cord. I use a very large-eyed needle. I feed my cord through the eye of the needle. Here's the last double clove hitch, and I like to go through the left neighboring double clove hitch. Then I like to go back under the cord that I actually just fed through, because then I can use that cord as part of the fringe. Once I've pulled it through, I grab it from where I just fed it through under the double clove hitch, and I pull that snug, then I pull this snug. Then I take my craft glue and I put a little dab of glue there to secure it in place. We'll do the same thing with the starting end, and I'll just feed it through one of the clove hitches. And then I put a little dab of glue there to hold it in place. And then this one I like to trim. Just gonna wait for that to dry, and then I'm gonna flip the coaster back over and I'll show you how I do the fringe. My finished cut I would like to be about 1 inch. So this initial cut, I'm gonna cut it about 1.5 inches. So right about here. So I have my ruler handy if I wanna check. So you could use your ruler and measure as you go around. I myself like to eyeball it. I'm gonna go in after with my rotary cutter and get a more precise rounded edge. So for now, I'm just gonna go around. So before I do my final trim, I'm actually gonna comb out the fringe, and I'm just gonna use my metal comb. I like to flip it over and comb on the other side as well. I'm going to use my rotary cutter for this next step of trimming the fringe. I'm going to mark where I want it to be, remove my ruler, and I do just kind of eyeball it from here. I'll just check and see where we're at, and we're pretty much right on track. Next, I'm going to spray the fringe with this quick and stiff spray because I want my fringe to really stay in place. So first I'm going to put down a piece of paper underneath the coaster just so I don't ruin my surface. As you can see, the edges aren't perfect yet, and they will never be perfect, but I will trim them better. Just going to go around. Before it dries, I'm going to comb out the fringe how I want it. I'm going to let that dry. It takes about an hour for the stiffener spray to dry. I'm about halfway through, so I'm just going to go around again and comb it just how I like it to be. I'll also include in the description a homemade stiffener spray. The trim is all dry now. I'm going to go in with my rotary cutter and just make the edges as even as I can.